All right. We're back. It's day 14 of the 100-day challenge. We're going to do what we do. And I'm going to be back live later today to talk about these headlines because we need to talk. Okay, so day 14. Let's do the thing. Well, good morning, good evening, what to do? How are you? Hooty hoo, grand rising too. I am the sound of money in your ear, doll Avant. That's a deal double L. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion Bae, aka the Pitch Queen, aka the People's Coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day number 14 of this 100-day challenge. Ain't nobody playing no games. We are all the way outside. I want you guys to understand that we're on a different type of time. The largest custodial holder of assets in the world just opened up a tokenization platform. Nobody knows what that means, but I'm telling you what it means. The entire global financial system is changing right now, all around us. It is laying the groundwork for the global surveillance system I've been telling y'all about. My Harvard professor wrote a book about it, 2019. Y'all can read it. It's called The Age of, what is it? The Age of Surveillance, I believe is the name of the book. It's like must read. It's must read. I don't know why everybody got time to talk about what. Let's see what Breakfast Club talk about this morning. This is my new thing I do every day. Okay, this is what was on Homeland Security. Was this their Twitter? Look like Twitter. It says, to all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. Anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator, or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. The Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice. Okay, they have released, if anybody knows their history, they have released a band, a band of men, a band of men who, can just racially profile people according to the Supreme Court. They look like they might not be from here. They sound or they look like maybe possibly not American. And they're like, they got full immunity. They could do whatever. So they're also going door to door. Did you see that headline? I don't know if you saw that. I'm not sure if you saw it because you know what Breakfast Club is talking about? Kai Sanat. I quit. He posted a blog that said he quits and he speaks on self-doubt and a new clothing line. Corrupt, hospitalized with concerning health issues. And some about 50 Cent made some more money, $100 million. They call that the Curtis Jackson deal. If you know, you know. Here's something. Bill and Hillary Clinton refused to testify in Epstein inquiry. Okay, that was okay. Then they go back. Tiana Taylor responds to critics saying her character was over sexualized. What movie is this? Did we even see this movie? I love Tiana Taylor. Don't get me wrong. But we just got notification that these people can listen. Y'all know I'm streaming live. I don't like talking crazy in the outside. Y'all need to get in the WhatsApp, get in the thing. But listen, let's keep going. Jay-Z gives advice to NFL rookies. Oh, Tiana Taylor again. She's on the cover of Vanity Fair. Go Tiana. And they talking about that lady, a reporter who said something nice to the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars when they lost the NFL. That's what's on the front page of the purportedly the largest Black media platform, in the country, in the world, whatever. So we don't have time to be distracted out here. We've got to stay focused and build a business that will allow us to just be outside. Why don't we just, if I want to move to an island, if I want to go get some family land somewhere, I should have the freedom to do that. And your business is supposed to be a vehicle to help you get there. Nobody's talking about the inner work that it takes to actually build a business from nothing. How do you get the social capital and have the network and have your name, in rooms so that you get the deals and all of that? That's what we talk about over here. So it's day 14. Before we get into it, remember this. the 100 days is designed to give you a blueprint. You will leave here knowing exactly what to do to get to 10K in revenue or more. We're creating those systems and those processes to generate consistent income. But that's not actually what this is about, y'all. I am here to reprogram your brain. Okay, so we got 86 more days of this. I'm installing new operating systems in your mind, new beliefs, new habits, new neural pathways that will make it impossible for you to drop back down to the old version of you, the low frequency from whence you came. Okay, so a lot of people go through programs like this, they get hyped, you know what I'm saying? Day 1, day 10, they're like, oh, and they always come back at the end, they're like 100, whatever. But they eventually slide back to their old patterns, old identity, their old frequency. But I'm not going to allow that. I'm holding space for you guys to just be different. Okay, so by day 100, by the time they finish whatever they got going, because it's not looking good out here for 2026, by day 100 of this challenge, which will be in April, you won't just have a business that's generating revenue, because you will be generating revenue, by the way, but you'll have habits that will keep this momentum going for you. Even after, when all this motivation fades, you're going to have systems that are going to be working for you, whether you're having a good day or a bad day. You're going to have a very clear path for that you be able to stay in motion with it. If you never hear my voice again, okay, not just a plan, something you wrote on paper, and you put it in a notebook, and then it's gone, and you never read it again. Something that's a living, breathing document that you can execute, systems that you're actively running. You're going to have the identity of somebody who's making 10, 20, 30K a month. Like, I say that very casually because it should be that casual for you guys. Okay, if you start one business, I don't know what y'all are selling. If you're selling shea butter, you could at least get to 5, 10K and then take that money and invest it in something else. But there's no reason why we can't have, let's just say, conquer capitalism. Let's just say it that way. There's no reason why you have to sell your soul to a corporation or go out here and, sell your soul in these industries. My goodness, just to have, money that's you're no longer thinking about money. You're not supposed to have to take all your mental capacity to think about, okay, I'm gonna pay these bills, gotta pay this mortgage, what am I gonna do? No. So I'm telling you how to reprogram your thinking to show up and start creating a system that's gonna do that for you. The system should be working for you. Just like nature, you don't have to sit here and figure out, oh my God, I really need sunshine and air tomorrow. I gotta have it by tomorrow. Like when I wake up in the morning, man, this is my deadline. I gotta have sunshine and air. You're not spending any of your energy trying to figure that out, because the system is doing that for you. If the sun don't come up tomorrow, we got a problem. And if they could figure out how to play with the sun, they would have. They are playing with the sun. But anyway, you know what I mean? The system is supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to wake up and live your best life. And now that we're trapped in this artificial system, which is getting worse, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going live on Substack after I get off of here. Like, I'm about to go crazy everywhere I could go live because I'm sounding the alarm. I told y'all what's on y'all missed it for those who just got here. While Breakfast Club still talking about Kai Cenat, and he'd be at the liquor store up here, not far from my house. He's just a little guy. Just running around. I feel like Homeland Security getting on a national digital platform and saying that everybody can get it. Everybody has full immunity out in these streets. The vice president of these United States saying we can go door to door. What you gonna do? We can't do nothing. You can't say nothing. They got full immunity. I feel like that's a more important conversation for Black people in a country where the whole police force was created to chase us. Okay, I'm just saying. The Supreme Court said they come for you if you look like you might not be from here. I think people have told me I look like I'm not from here. I feel like we should be concerned. But anyway, they got time to talk about Jay-Z giving NFL players advice. That's what's on the homepage of the Breakfast Club. So I don't see nobody having this conversation, so I'm going to do it. Now, when you finish this 100-day challenge, you're going to be a better, stronger, more developed version of yourself, because you can. I mean, you just are, because I'm giving you the secret sauce, if you will. So if you want to make 10K a month or more than that, it's not a better strategy you need. It's not like, oh, I got to recruit somebody to come and work for me. Y'all, I've been here, done this. It's none of those things are what are going to make the difference. You have to be a different person on the inside. You have to become the version of yourself who makes $10,000 a month. You know what I learned about motivation? You don't need motivation. If you wake up, you're like, oh, I just don't feel like doing it. I mean, sometimes we all need a break, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I need some motivation, or you find yourself procrastinating. You know what that means? It means that there's a gap between you and your identity. You haven't centered your identity in the version of yourself that's doing that thing, right? So let's say you wanted a like I said, the example of a singer, right? Or you wanted a TV show or something. There's a version of you that sits at the house and watches the Grammys and watches, the Golden Globes. You're like, oh my God, I wish I could be there. But you never do anything. You never practice. You just eat chips all day. You're not working out. You're not, you know how they run on the treadmill while they sing. You're not doing nothing to get better. You're not in the lab. You're not making no music. You're just sitting in the house. Versus the person who's a kid, a teenager, and every time you see them, they singing, they running, they making videos, they're doing the thing. They have collapsed the gap between where they are right now and the identity of the version of them that has what they said they want. And so if you feel like you always need motivation, you're always being distracted, you're always being pulled here and there, that just means you guys got to close that gap. You need to show up as the version of yourself that has this business that you're telling me you want. Because if I have a YouTube channel with 100,000 people on it, I'm going to be broadcasting every day, talking crazy in public. So it's not hard for me to get up and do this. I do that to y'all every day already on the WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? It's just now I got to turn on the camera and do it and like brush my hair or something. You know what I mean? Like there's no gap between me and that version of myself. And so it's going to work. There's no like, I'm not sure if it's going to, I'm not sure. What are we talking about? So it's an identity issue. So I want you guys to just get really comfortable being that version of you. You know what I'm saying? Just get comfortable with like I said, $10,000, $20,000 a month, like flowing through your business. So you could W-2 yourself, okay, 5 to 8 to 10K yourself from your own business. So that when they change to the cash flow credit system and your FICO is not enough anymore and they start looking in your bank account, you won't be looking crazy. You will have the cash flow. You'll be like, yeah, it's regular income. What are we talking about? And you'll be able to go ahead on and get your car and get your house and move out and do what you need to do. Versus people who are playing with entrepreneurship, but not like acting, they're faking entrepreneurship, but they're not actually in the game and developing these skills. It's going to get harder and harder and harder and harder over the next 18 months. I don't want you guys to get caught up with that because there's no job market to go back to. It's like, oh, I can always go back and get a job. Well, can you though? I mean, it's just getting real different. I'm going to tell y'all when I go live later today and in the WhatsApp tomorrow, I'm going to talk about what's really happening. Like, why is this happening? Like, why does it feel like everything in society is like, what is going on here? I'm going to tell you the end game. And if you've seen Game of Thrones, you already know the end game. But anyway, I'm going to break it down for you using science, history, like I do. But I need y'all to make this transformation. We're building the version of you that naturally, inevitably, effortlessly generates cash flow. And then we're going to have the wisdom. Now we can talk about something different. I can tell y'all what to do with said cash flow, in terms of how to leverage your assets, including you need to get you some crypto. Y'all need to get you some XRP and some things. Anyway, so that you can leverage those assets and build wealth for real. So when I'm pushing you today, I'm asking you to track some things. I actually have a workbook. Let me see if I loaded it to my drive so I could share the link with you guys. But I made a little workbook. I haven't figured out how to make this. Well, not figure it out. I haven't made it interactive in a way that I am happy with yet, but it's at least a visual to help you guys kind of track all these things we've been talking about throughout this challenge, because I know it's a lot. But so, I mean, what? You want a lot of money, don't you? So let's do this work. What are we doing? Let me see. Where is that? I'll find it. Okay, I'll find it. So when I push you guys today and through the rest of this challenge, just know that I'm talking to you, the version of you that has this money, the version of you that has this company. If this ain't the forever company, it doesn't have to be. Every company you build doesn't have to be like a unicorn or whatever. Like, I just need you to be making 10, 20, however much a month so you can pay yourself, take care of your family, invest in some things, get out the way. And if you want to buy another business, that's one of the assets that you can buy with your cash flow. You know what I mean? Like, All these baby boomers retiring, they don't know what they're doing. They ready to go. They just want to sit on the island, like just go buy their cash flow. Like I want y'all to be able to do that. Let's talk about that. So every day when you don't feel like it and you show up anyway, congratulations, welcome, you're here. That's you rewiring your nervous system. Every day you track your progress, you're training your brain, so you're looking for evidence of growth, like a farmer. You're not like, oh, it's not working. Oh, it's not. Every time you do that, you're reinforcing the old version of you. But when you're tracking progress, you're like, okay. Yesterday I had 2 people on my live. Okay, you're training yourself. You're becoming somebody new. Okay. So if you do this for 100 days, I'm just telling you, you're going to be a different person. That's what you want. You're ingraining these habits. You're changing your identity. Nobody can do this for you. Nobody's going to do this for you. But that's what this space is for. Okay. So thank y'all for being here and all the things. Now let me tell you what's different today versus the last few days. We've been doing a lot of audits and a lot of gut check and all that. By day 10, 11, 12, hopefully, even despite, always the holidays and all of that, we got through all of that. You hopefully have now locked in and committed to scheduling real conversations with real humans, using the Afro method, getting people on your calendar to start talking to them. Now, if that's difficult for you, because, I don't have that many people in my network that I could even talk to about this, or, I already ran through everybody I know. And I'm not really on social media like that. So, everything I do on social would be like cold. Let's say that were the case. And, what am I just supposed to walk outside and just walk down the street? Like, and sort of, no, not really. But this is where you want to get creative. And this is why I'm telling you how important it is to switch your identity over to the version of you that is out here winning. Okay. Because in that place, it is neuroscience. I'm getting better at explaining it. But in that place, your intuition kicks in differently. Okay. It's a different radio station. You're going to have different ideas. Oh, let me call this person. Your phone is going to ring differently. You're just going to randomly get an email. You're going to see something as you're scrolling. You're like, let me take a look at that. And it's going to take you all the way down the rabbit hole. I told you guys the story of how I started Aquagenuity. I'd had the idea in the back of my head for a while, but I wasn't necessarily paying attention. Like, okay, this is like going to change my entire life, change the world and all of this. I didn't know. It felt like all my other ideas. But because I was very intentional about following intuition, and I went to somebody's house and we were sitting there chilling, and she invited me to her board. And I started serving on the board, and then they were getting ready to do the gala, and then we were looking at the location, and then I went on the website, like, well, what is this place? And then they told me about this other place in Eventbrite. And I said, oh, what's this? Black women in tech. Well, I have a tech idea. And I went over there. And then I just was like casual. I'm like, who are these people? What is this? Like, what is this world? I didn't know about the tech ecosystem here. And did the thing. And, they come around and they ask me, I'm the pitch queen. What do you want me to do? So everybody goes around, introduce themselves. I introduce myself. I say what I'm doing. And everybody lost their mind. The oxygen left the room. And from there, like the whole thing went, and I became a part of this ecosystem. And I started meeting all these people. Now I got this social capital. Now my name's in the street. So fast forward, here we are. But had I been like ignoring the impulses along the way, who knows how that journey turns out. And what I'm trying to tell you guys is a lot of your ideas, your concepts, your creativity. Okay, go here, do this, partner with this person. Let's try this. This might work. Let me work with this person. Let me see what this person's talking about. Okay, let me get on and do Zooms with this person instead of doing it by myself. Let me join forces over here. Let me do a LinkedIn live on their page. They got some people, like be outside with it. The objective is to allow your creativity and your intuition to keep connecting you with humans, people. And they're hearing your message and they're hearing your narrative and you're doing the thing and you're learning. Every time you're learning. Your brain is learning. We're going to talk about that today. And instead of trying to see the whole strategy from the beginning, you have to just go. It's like, I'm going to talk to as many people as humanly possible. This is what I do all day, every day. I'm not sitting at the house. I'm not playing with the Canva. I'm not, sitting around talking about what I want to do. I'm talking to humans every single day. And it's going to compound. I'm going to prove it to you today. Okay. So on day 12, hopefully by day 12 and 13, you are actually committed to having those conversations or figuring out what you need to start doing every day, every week to have real conversations with real humans. Okay. Not just always looking for another program to pay for it, another coach and another this and another that. Like we don't need another hero. Come on, Tina Turner. We don't need anything other than getting outside And you could do it digitally now because all these people with all these devices, they work for us. But getting outside and talking to humans. So you're starting to be hyper aware of the words you speak, the language that they use, all the things. You're tracking it. Okay. We talked about pushing through the dip, keeping your momentum going, even when you quote unquote don't feel like it. When you get past the moment of excitement, now what do I do? When your spouse is like, okay, you said we're gonna make some money. Where is that? All of that. When you get into that mode and mindset, it's okay that we don't know what we're doing. Okay. I need you to feel perfectly fine and normalize the fact that you're going to get it to a part where it's like, I'm not really sure what to do. But I'm telling you, you have an internal GPS and you have the world's greatest coach. I mean, hello, I'm right here. But you have an internal GPS that is tuned to where it is you're trying to go. Like, where did your idea come from? Where did the impulse, you know what, I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to do this thing. Or maybe they made that decision for you, right? But you're like, no, instead of me going back into the workforce, I could do this. Wherever that impulse came from that same place, there are steps you could take that are going to get you there. Those are the same steps that led you here. So if you commit your whole being to, tuning into those ideas, and when you have, oh, I should do this. Oh, I should write like this. Oh, I should do this. I should start a Substack. I should call this person. I should join this group. I should go to this meeting. Do it. Do it. And that's where, things start to happen a little differently. That's where the alchemy comes in. The consistency. I heard somebody say that the other day, and I thought that was cool. Consistency, he said, is alchemy. This is where the transformation, the metamorphosis, is things just start to happen. You can't explain it. I'm not sure, but it's just happening when you lock in for real. So have you guys ever heard the quote? They say, was that Einstein, I believe? He said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. I think I didn't make that up. I think that's a real quote. And I thought that was cool, but I was like, well, what does this mean? Like, I know they're talking about money when they say that. I mean, duh. But what does this really mean? And I think I found this workbook. That's what I want to talk to y'all about today. The power of compounding. Is this the work? Yes, this is it. This is it. Okay. This is it. Boom. Okay, so I'll put it in the chat in a second. But the power of compounding, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. And then you turn around and it's like, whoa, what happened here? It's just like I want to say magic, but there's no other word coming to my mind. It just, things happen differently. And you're like, how did this happen? When you commit to being consistent in that way. So that's what I want for you guys. That's what I want for you guys. I'm going to share this because it's important. So that's why I'm taking the time to get it. Copy, link, done. All right, here we go. Yes, let's go. Come on. Pushing ourselves past our limits. That's the only way we're going to get what we want, guys. So, boom. There's a workbook there. If you're not on Zoom, you need to be on Zoom. So you need to join the community and you can get on there and get all the things. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's there. Now, pushing ourselves past our limits is the secret sauce. This is how we're going to just automatically, or it feels like it's automatically, like, I'm not sure how this is happening, but it's happening. Things will start happening differently in your business. Okay. So we need to talk about, I call it the compound effect. This is how these small, not sexy, you're not on the cover of a magazine, it's not, oh my God, I won an award. It's not all of that. You're not on stage. It's the daily actions that you're doing. Stuff that I've been really going into the nuances of doing for the last 14 days. That's what's going to create momentum that's going to get you past making 10, 12 to 20K, whatever a month in your business, where you don't have to spend your brain power thinking about money all day, every day. Can you even imagine that? A lot of us have a program running. You know how stuff be running on your computer and it slows everything down. You got a money program running. Oh man, I need some money, I need to pay this bill, all of that. We got to free all of that up. We need to be thinking about other things right now out here. Like it's real serious right now. So we're gonna talk about the compound effect and also how to get through this valley, this gap, this area where it's like I'm working and I'm not seeing anything. You know, we're gonna talk about that. First thing, y'all know about bamboo? Is that like a common knowledge story that everybody knows about? Um, well, there's a kind of bamboo called moso, and when you plant it, nothing happens. Basically, you plant it, and the first year, nothing. Second year, nothing. Third year, nothing. You're watering it, you took care of the ground, there's no visible progress, nothing. Fourth year, nothing. And then in year 5, it just shoots up like 90 feet or so in the air. You know about this? Is this a common thing that people know about? It's bamboo. 90 feet in 6 weeks. And you're like, whoa, what happened here? Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you 5 years. I'm telling you, you could do this in less than 100 days. But my point is, you can't see anything. It actually grew down. It grew about 80 feet worth of roots in those 5 years, which will then support the growth when it goes 90 feet up in the air. Y'all know how tall 90 feet is? That's pretty tall. That's like if you had 10-story, 10-foot ceilings in your house, that would be like a 9-story house. That's tall. So all of the work that makes the thing we can see and we celebrate possible is invisible. It's compounding until suddenly it's not invisible anymore. So your business is going to work the same way. So I'm teaching you what is happening at every stage in the process to go from, I don't know you, stranger, to, oh my God, I love this person, and I'm telling everyone about them. I'm telling you step by step the neuroscience of what's happening in the middle of that, so you can compress time and not have to take you forever if you just commit to the process. Most people start and stop. We're gonna talk about that. So very famous book. Everybody should have read this book by now. If you haven't, it's on my 100 books you need to read to make it out here in these streets book list that I'm making, by James Clear, called Atomic Habits. Okay, so he calls this process the plateau of latent potential, because it's like it feels like nothing's happening. Feels like nothing's happening. You're doing the work, putting in effort, but I don't see no results. Like, what's going on here? And the problem is, we were programmed by the system that trained you to be a worker, an employee, and a consumer. You're looking for everything to be one-to-one. Most people expect a linear relationship, right? So if I put in 10 hours of work, I get paid $10 an hour. I'm looking for my check, that they don't take the taxes out. But anyway, we're taught that one-to-one relationship. That's not how it works. Wealthy people don't get paid like that. Their effort does not match in any way their outsized results. Okay. And you told me that you wanted to build generational wealth. You said you wanted to get off the financial grid. So that means you can't keep thinking like a consumer, employee, and then wondering why, oh, nothing's working. Like, no. Can't bring that old thinking over here. Okay. So results are going to lag behind your initial effort. Okay. There's a gap. And I need to draw. There's a gap, okay, between where you started out and where you end up. There's a big gap in the middle. And most people don't make it through this part. And that's why I talk so much. Okay. This is the Bermuda Triangle, if you will. And most businesses fall into this cliff and they never come out. Okay. So most people are going to quit this process by day 10, day 30. They don't make it. And I used to do this only on WhatsApp. And I was only talking about the neuroscience, the last 3 100-day challenges that I did. This is my first one, being all in your business. People would check in from time to time, because I'm very entertaining or whatever, but they weren't really doing nothing. But I made them feel like Yeah, every time they listen to audio, it'll be like, yeah, but then they go back to their regular stuff. So right now, I'm only talking to the people who actually want to see the needle move in their business within the next 100 days. Everybody else, okay, fine. It's whatever. um, but here's the thing. Most people quit, but you can't quit. Here's the thing about it. I told y'all yesterday, I want you to commit to getting 1% better every day. 1% better every day. Uh-oh, somebody can't see me. Hold on, y'all. Where's the camera? How do I do that? My bad, y'all. If you can't see and you like, what's going on over there? This whole time just talking. There we go. There we go. Hey, what's up? Okay, my bad. So anyway, I'm just snapping. No recording. Not happy to get off. Okay, so I told you let's focus on getting 1% better every day. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Let's talk about the math of that. I like numbers a lot because business is just relationships with numbers. If I can get y'all to just run your business by the numbers, you'll be fine. Take all the emotion out of it. It's not about how you feel today. It's really not. It's just like, this is what I do because I know if I keep doing this, if I keep going this way 60 miles an hour in 3 days, 12 hours a day, I'm going to be in LA. Like, that's it. You said you want to go to LA, right? Okay, this is how we get there. Ready, break. Like, that's it. Take all the emotion out of this thing. So day one, if you started at 1, let's say we're counting how good you're doing, how well you're doing, and we gave it a number. If you're at level 1, but you get 1% better every day, by day 30, you'll be 35% better. Day 100, you'll be 2.7x% better. By day 365, you kept doing the same thing over and over, you'll be 37 times better than you were when you started. 37x. So that's like, if you put some decimals on that, right? Percentage wise. But if you get 1% worse every day, by the end of a year, if you keep spiraling down instead of spiraling up, you will be at 0.3%, 0.03, excuse me, 97% worse than you were when you started. And it doesn't matter your potential, it only matters your execution. And that's the power of doing things in a way that compounds. Daily actions actually matter more than your big lofty visions and your big moments of inspiration. It's the daily habits. Okay. I don't need you to be 10% better tomorrow. I don't need you to be 10x. That's too big. Better tomorrow. I need you to be 1% better every day. And the day after that, the day after that. And it's going to compound. Okay. So for the first, let's say 30, 31 days or so, it's going to feel invisible. It's going to feel like, okay, I'm doing these things, but I don't really know. I don't see nothing happening. I'm not really making no sale. Oh, somebody was interested. Oh, they ghost me. Okay. They're like, you're still trying to find systems. You're still trying to work out the kinks and all of that. It doesn't feel like a massive shift. You're still learning. And if somebody don't think that's a lot, I want you to pull out your calculator and take a number and do 1.35 times 100. That's 135. 100 times 37. That's 3,700. So if that was math, if that was money, excuse me, if you got 1% better every day, you have $135 by 30 days. By the end of the year, that $100 is turned into $3,700 just by being consistent every day. But this example that I always use is even better. So first 30 days, I can't see nothing. Don't feel like nothing's really happening. I mean, woo, whoop-de-woo. But by day 100, you're like, okay. And by day 365 and beyond, you're natural. You're not even thinking about it. It's a part of who you are. And so I'm compressing all of that into 100 days. So have you heard this before? Probably. If I gave you an option, two options, two choices, which one would you pick? Take $1 million cash from me right now today, or I'll give you a penny every today and double it every day for 30 days. Which one would you choose? So I'll give you a penny today. Tomorrow you got 2 cents. The next day you got 4 cents. And we keep doubling it every day for 30 days. Most people would pick the $1 million because humans, but obviously the fact that I'm asking you this lets you know. Day 1, I got 1 cent. Day 5, I got 16 cents. Day 10, about $5. I think it's $5.12, something like that. Day 20, day 15. No, day 15 is where you like, okay, you got $163.64, 84 cents. But day 20, you got $5,242.88. Hold on. Wait a minute. Day 25, you got $167,772.16. I've taught this a lot. And then my favorite, by day 30, when all of this experiment is over, you got $5,368,709.12. Started with 1 penny, doubling it every day. So our human brain just can't really do that kind of math. It's a bias of, what's right here in front of you. Okay, that's the power of compounding. But for those first 2 weeks, like we're on day 14 right now, you got less than $100. It's not exciting. It's not exciting at all. You can't really see it. If you're tracking your progress, you might be like, okay, I don't really know. I don't see nothing going on, whatever. And most people quit. Don't quit. That was a very fancy way to say, let's keep going. So now, 3 phases. Phase 1 is the grind. High effort, low visible results. The roots are growing down. You're feeling like, am I even doing this right? Is anything working? What's going on? I feel, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Like everything is new. It's like very uncomfortable. It's like, I don't have a system for this. I don't have a system for that. Like, okay. But what's actually happening, like I said, is you're building that root system. You're learning. You're putting yourself in a position to see patterns and refine, creating a foundation, getting better. Okay. It's the hardest phase because you're reprogramming your brain. Stop looking at what you see. We're locked in on this new identity. High effort, low visible results. This is like a caterpillar saying, oh, I wish I could fly. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's pretty much impossible. You don't even have wings. Like, what are you talking about? But this is the most important phase because everything you do right now, all the inputs that you gather, every conversation, every refinement, every time you update your CRM and you're training your brain, like, hey, it's not just go out there and see what happens. Put my name out there. Throw something out there. Just see what happens. Oh, I made a sale. But I don't know who these people are, and I'm not following up with anybody. We leave all of that behind, and we embody the CEO in us that takes all those inputs and forms systems and structure around them, because one day we're going to hire somebody and hand this off. One day we're going to sell this business. I mean, how could you possibly sell the business and it's raggedy? You don't have no records. You don't have no notes. You're not taking minutes. Your corporation, but you telling me that you want to take on, national clients. Like, what are we talking about? You want to hire somebody to come in and create this. They still got to sit you down and pull out this information out of your head. So why not do it now? Lay the foundation now. So every pattern you're identifying and doing all that is creating the foundation for getting to the exponential phase. So phase 1 is the grind. Phase 2 is the breakthrough, where it's still high effort. You start to see maybe a little bit of results here and there. You're like, oh, it might be working. And then you go days and you're like, I don't know if it's working, but wait, it's working. Wait, somebody responded. Hey, I can kind of see a little bit of something right now. And if you think about a compound curve, everything is flat, 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 and then it starts to curve a little bit. It starts to turn upward. And you're taking those improvements and that feedback from phase 1 and you're applying it to your system. So that means you're getting better results, quicker results. Things are clicking a little bit better. Your pitch is getting smoother. Your systems are becoming second nature to you. You're learning how to handle objections. You stop walking around saying, I'm not good at sales, or I'm not a marketer, and all the stuff that people be saying. I'm like, how you gonna start a business and you don't want to talk to nobody about giving you some money? I don't understand. You improve your close rate. People start to refer people to you a little bit. Like you start to get a little traction going. This momentum phase. And then exponential phase 3, your effort can start to become more like moderate, because your systems are handling a lot of stuff. Like the elephant diet said, it's time to get up and do this. So I'm not going through, oh my God, I don't want to, oh, well, yeah, somebody else called me, so I'm just going to go to lunch instead. Like, you leave all of that away, leave all that out, and you show up because the system said to do so. You start to get very dramatic, very visible results. It feels like, oh, okay, this is really happening. Oh, I don't know where this phone call came from. Oh, I don't even know how this person found me. Like, it starts to get different. So that curve, that hockey, what do you call that? Hockey stick in technology. So it's flat. And then it starts to, hey, wait a minute. Things start to get a little exponential. Things start to happen and you're like, wait a minute. So everything that you built in phase 1 and 2 will start paying off for you. Now we're moving to a place, okay. Like things start working. Your revenue starts hitting different. Now you got extra cash. Now it's like, okay, my bills paid. I can pay myself a salary now. Wait a minute, hold on. Now we need to go and talk to somebody about what do I do with all this cash flow. Y'all need to be careful now. Don't skip steps because we gonna spend all this time having 5 bank accounts, which you need for $2.50. It doesn't make any sense. We need to figure out what we're doing here and then get the structure going. And people then they're gonna think you overnight success. Oh my God, and oh my God, like oh my God. And you start getting all of this third-party feedback, but you know the truth. You know you spend all this time doing all this work when nobody could see it working but you. And that's the key. You gotta get really good at the part where it feels like it's, nobody can see it. You have to hold the energy. So we're in the grind right now. Okay. Let me tell you a story I learned from Dick Gregory. This was a video, but y'all know him, comedian and activist and all the things. Okay. He told a story. He said, this is how growth actually happens. He said, people should not go outside. You know how people go out and walk every day or they want to jog. He said, jogging is not good for you, whatever. That don't get into the health arguments with me. But he said, don't go and walk on like a track, like a flat track 7 days a week. And people are like, well, why? I mean, walking is great for you, right? And he's like, no, you need to go for a walk, but not on track. Like you go walk in nature. And people think, oh, the birds, the trees. I mean, yes. And okay. Neuroscience says the only way that you strengthen your nervous system is when you're walking on an uneven surface. So like when you walk on a track, it's flat, it's smooth, it's predictable. Your brain goes on autopilot. Every step is the same. You know what you're doing. It's like going to work. It's like, okay, go in here, I get my check, I go home. Like you, a factory worker. It's like, I take the same little piece and boop, all day, boop. That's all I do. And then clock out, then boop, get my check and go. Like your brain is on autopilot. You're not growing. You're not creating any explosive value. You're going to stay right there. Okay, every step is the same. Your foot lands the same way. So your brain already knows what to expect. There's no growth happening. Okay, when you walk on an uneven surface, like a rocky trail, a gravel path, uneven terrain, hiking. Why, that's why rich people always be hiking and stuff. We think, I don't know what we think, but they don't know. I don't know if they know why they do this stuff, but the people that taught them to live this way is because of this. It makes your brain expand, okay? Every step is different. Your brain has to constantly adjust. Your foot is shifting, your ankle's adjusting, your balance is recalibrating. It literally trains your brain. When you have to deal with uncertainty and adjustment, you're strengthening the ability of your nervous system to not freak out every time something changes. It's like, oh, make the adjustment. Oh, make the adjustment. That's what an entrepreneur has to know how to do. That's what a real CEO has to know how to do, because you're guiding the ship and it's like, okay, let's do, okay. If you can't do that now with $100, 2 clients, and your cousin, your auntie Sheila as on your board, then how are you gonna do that when you got clients all over the world and millions of dollars, and you need $10 million to meet payroll next quarter, and you just lost this contract, and now you got to figure out what to do. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna be in the hospital somewhere. So we've got to train our brain now in this stage to deal with the uncertainty of it all and build systems to remove some of the uncertainty. We take the patterns, we see the information that we get, and now we build a system to eliminate some of the uncertainty. That's what you're supposed to do. So you should be welcoming this part where things are like, I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. Wait, let me go. Okay. Just learn. Okay. This is where you become this version of yourself. Growth does not happen in comfort. Growth happens in discomfort. Growth does not happen in the spotlight, on stage with Damon John and whoever. I can't call nobody name because everybody's in a scandal. Whoever standing, giving you an award. That is not where growth happens. It happens in the dark, in the womb of the work. Okay, so when you're in uneven terrain, it forces your brain, pay attention, adapt in real time. strengthen those neural connections, build new pathways. You become a different version of yourself. And that's what I started out by saying today. You have to become a different version of yourself. This is neuroplasticity, the ability for your brain to change and form new connections and all that. The old way that your brain was wired had you where you were, not making no money in your business, working for somebody else all your life, miserable, upset, however you came to this point. This new version of you, we're waking up, we got our creativity, we got the house the way we want it, we got the yard that we want, the babies are fine, everything is fine. I'm doing my greatest work, I'm enjoying my work, I'm enjoying my life, I get to travel to do what I want to do, and everything is everything. And I can get up out the way. I've got assets, I've got layers of protection between me and these fools out here going door to door. Because some of us can't even afford a lawyer. What would you do if they came and got somebody, your cousin, your little nephew, somebody? Some of us can't even call nobody and hire nobody to go through the legal thing to try to get them out. We can't be on the financial edge anymore, y'all. They're pushing. So we can't. We have to become a new version of ourselves. So I'm literally telling you, by going through every day, going through this challenge, going through the work, doing it again. Oh, this is weird. Okay, I tried that. Oh my God, this is easy. Do it again. Keep going. That uncertainty is going to cause you to form new neural pathways. And that's what's going to make you the greater, higher version of yourself. Okay. So your brain will first be like, what's happening here? I don't know what's going on. By conversation 50, your pathways are stronger. By conversation 100, automatic. But if you try to skip this part, you don't have that foundation. It's just like a singer. When you get on stage at the Grammys, it's muscle memory. But if you don't sing all day, every day, you don't vocalize every day, you get on that stage, your nerves, oh my God, the air condition, all these lights, all this makeup, I can't breathe, this dress, oh my God, I'm standing right next to Jennifer Hudson. Child, I got on stage with Grammy singers. I hit higher notes than them. They were looking at me like, what is going on here? That we were doing the thing. You know how you go, like you playing, like you out singing each other. I do this all the time. What is the problem? So doing that in high school, doing that in the house, and doing that when nobody's watching makes you ready for this big moment. So I know everybody wants to check, and everybody wants the investor, and everybody wants to be like, yeah, sitting on the yacht talking about, the $1 million deal you just did, the $1 million bonus you just got in the house you just. It starts now. It starts in these moments right now. Every time you do something difficult, your brain is strengthening and getting you ready for that. Okay. So remember, you don't get what you want. You get who you are. And all these difficult conversations, the uncomfortable growth, all that we're doing right now, the daily discipline is preparing you for that. Okay. We're collapsing the gap between that. So it's not just your skills that are compounding. Remember, this is a new identity. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who shows up. You're keeping your word to yourself. You're building self-trust. You know how they call it? They used to call them banking trusts, or in God we trust on the back of the dollar. It's about trust. Money doesn't exist. It's not backed by anything. We know that. It's about trust. It's about, okay, I trust that if I give this to this person, and then I'll accept it from you because I trust that I can go to the store and they're going to give me some groceries with it. Like, it's a system of trust. When that trust crumbles, it's going to be over for the dollar. It's happening in real time. But anyway, learning how to trust yourself, knowing that you be the kind of person that shows up for yourself because that's what you said you were going to do. When you track your progress, you're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who measures growth. I'm doing this intentionally so that one day I can hand it off to somebody because I'm retiring. Okay. This business is going to go head on because I'm doing the work. I'm laying the groundwork now. When I bring on partners, they're going to do it this way because I've tracked what works. It's not just based on my shining, winning personality. I was actually surprised that I was good at this in my company because, I have this pitch queen thing and I go out and I talk to but I was really good at documenting what principles and systems and what made Aquagenuity what it was, and handing that off to a team and saying, hey, you could do all of what you do and bring your talent, but these things here are non-negotiables for this brand, and making people align with that. I was really good at handing that off to people. So that's the job. It's a part of your job in building a business. If you want it to be sustainable, it's got to turn into a system that works the same way all the time. So shifting your identity every single day, When you get feedback, you go back and refine your pitch. When you have a sales conversation, you go back and take notes. When you say you're going to be somewhere, do something, you do it, not just because it feels good all the time. You're recalibrating your identity. It's important. Eventually, you'll be thinking of yourself as somebody who makes 10, 12, 20K a month minimum. Okay, these are not big numbers. You need to be around people who don't think those are big numbers, by the way. But you need to be making that minimum in your business or in your cash flow. However you get money, you can make some investments and have some passive stuff coming in. Okay, but once you make that identity shift for real by doing it with the micro habits, the shift will be permanent. It's not just me hyping you up for a 3-day conference and oh yeah, and then by 2 weeks later you're back. The notebook that you took all the notes is gone and you never open it again. Okay, we're becoming a different version of ourselves. A person who can naturally generate the kind of results that you want. All right, so let me make sure I'm not missing something. Okay. So let's get into it for today. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about this too. In this time when you're doing this early work, it's really important that you do not compare yourself to other people. Okay? You can't be scanning your environment, constantly asking how you're doing relative to other people. There's a part of your brain that does that naturally, but that was like helpful when we were in tribes and when we were all living under the same system of values. But now under capitalism, that's going to mess you up, because comparing yourself to somebody who's 5 years ahead of you in business, this is actually Tracy, kind of, I mean, he was a terrible example. We laughed about that, but this is kind of the thing about that podcast you sent me. Like, this man is 60-something years old. We can't compare that to us starting a business today, right? So watching too many of those videos and stuff online and seeing people, you can't compare it. You're at stage day 14, they're at day 1,000 or whatever. It doesn't work. So if you constantly do that, your amygdala is going to get involved. You're going to get cortisol and stress is going to flood your system, and you're going to it's going to cause you to feel like resistance, like you don't want to do this work. And you can't logically get yourself out of that. Like, comparing yourself to other people who are not at the stage that you're in without understanding what I'm talking about is going to cause you to not show up for yourself in your business. Okay, so there's the thing in quantum physics called the observer effect. The act of observing something actually changes it. So if you're constantly looking at other people on social and not spending enough those hours that you're supposed to be dedicating to your stuff on social, your attention is creating what's real in your energy. So the more energy you give into other people's stuff, the less you are investing in creating your own. So it's not just motivational advice when somebody's like, stay in your own lane. It's actually physics. There's examples of this. Like, y'all know Nikola Tesla. They still talking about it today. All the stuff he invented and created or whatever. But you know what? He was obsessed. He compared himself to Edison. Because Edison had commercial success. He had the patents. He had the office. He was famous. He had the publicity. He was outside. Tesla had a little lab somewhere, and even though his inventions were superior or whatever, but he was constantly competing with Edison, trying to beat him at this public game. Tesla died broke. Not because his ideas weren't brilliant. Possibly government was involved. But he spent a lot of time watching Edison instead of building his own stuff. Same thing happened with, what's the man named, the painting? Y'all have seen the paintings. Something about his ear. He went through some things. Van Gogh. And I think he sold one painting in his entire lifetime. One. And now one of his paintings will go for $100 million. But he never lived to see any of that, because he was constantly like looking around at the artists of his day who were wealthy and celebrated, and at the party, they were at the Diddy party of his day, successful. He could see their success all everywhere, and it tortured him. I think that's where the ear thing came from. He was literally tortured, and he never kind of lived to experience that himself, because he was doing a lot of comparison. It's not good. Did y'all know the Wright brothers had this other man that was out there at the same time? His name was Langley. That was his name. Now, the Wright brothers wasn't paying this man no attention. Y'all know they were in, what was it, Ohio or wherever they were. Meanwhile, Langley had backing from the Smithsonian child. He had like a $50,000 grant, which was a lot of money back then, from the War Department. Funny how it's the War Department again, the Department of War. What is that about? He was also trying to build an airplane. And he had more money, more publicity, more resources, and all of that. The Wright brothers wasn't worried about all that. They had a bicycle shop, I believe it was, and they were just out there doing what they do. So Langley kept trying to fly. He kept trying it, and they were putting it in the newspaper. He was all in the New York Times or whatever. But the Wright brothers weren't concerned about none of that. They were all in obscurity. They were like in the cocoon. I'm trying to get y'all really comfortable with this cocoon part. Okay. Focus on their own experience and iterations, compound growth. So guess what? 1903, December, what was it? I should know that date. Somewhere, December something, 1903, they did the flight thing. Langley quit. He was mad. He was bitter. He shut it down. So you don't have time to be comparing yourself to other people. You got to lock in this cocoon era and focus. Okay. That's why social media will get you in trouble. I'm telling you to post. I'm not telling you to compare yourself to other people talking about, oh, he got 10,000 likes and all of this. Like, you cannot be concerned about 2 views and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what we're doing right now. We're building the habits that are going to lay a foundation for the version of you that you said you want to be. You can't be worried about how many views people got and you don't. You can't be looking at everybody winning and, oh, I got this award and thank you so much. And all of that stuff on LinkedIn is a problem to me. They only post when they get the new job. I'm just happy to report I got the new position at the da-da-da-da-da. I'm glad to be da-da-da-da-da. They didn't tell you about the 47 applications that they put in and got rejected from and then hear back from. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't listen to people who on the podcast and they just talk about, oh yeah, and I have this now. And they don't tell you about the other stuff. Okay. So we got to be very careful what we're exposing ourselves to. Y'all, this is a reprogramming today. Everybody don't want this. Some people just want to be entertained. You know, I am entertaining, but I need you to know why we're taking so much time to work on making a list, making sure we're talking to 5 to 7 humans in real life every single week. It's not optional for this stage of your business, and doing the work to capture all that in the CRM and working on your pitch every single day and developing these habits. Because this is going to separate you from everybody talking about they want to be an entrepreneur. Somebody got lucky because they were related to Shaq. You know, Shaq's cousin threw you in on a contract one time 5 years ago. You made some money. That's the last time you made some money. Or you dependent on, you know, your whole business is locked in the brain of your technical co-founder and you don't know how to go get no customers. You just know you got a technology. I don't want y'all struggling with that. So there are 2 timelines. One is your effort. This is the part you control. This is the part where we're building systems. This is your daily actions. These are your conversations, your outreach. You're refining your process, refining your systems. Do it again. Do it again. Every day. Every day. It's immediate. You have the control over it. It's a conversation. This is your schedule. I just redid my schedule again yesterday. There's iterations to your elephant diet. You'll be like, oh, this doesn't work for me. I tried this in the morning. Nope, can't do that in the morning. Can't do it after 9. It's not going to happen. You know, like, make adjustments till you find the rhythm that works for you. It's just like if you're an athlete, oh, these shoes, oh no, I can't sing in these. When I go on stage, I got to have a different kind of shoe. Like, we're learning. And then there's a second timeline where you're going to get results, and it's not linear. It's not linear. It's not a one-to-one relationship. Sales, your phone ringing differently, opportunities, revenue, customers, somebody popping up on you, testimonials. Like, people are telling me stuff that I forgot that I said. They said, Doll, you said in such and such episode back in whatever day, 6 months ago, this. And it really stuck with me. And because of that, I went and did this. And they're telling me this now. They're like, and now, you know, I just closed the client or I just did this, you know. And I'm like, really? because you're planting seeds. We're farmers. Y'all, we're farmers. The timeline is going to lag behind your initial inputs in the system. Timeline of results lags behind the initial input in the system. Okay, so measure yourself against your past self. Look, I'm doing more today than I was 2 weeks ago. I'm doing more today than I was a month ago. Don't compare yourself to other entrepreneurs and other people on social media. Okay, my pitch is better. I know how to do a sales conversation. I started with 0 customers. Now I got 2. I started with 0 followers. Now I got 109. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a testimonial this week. Like, I didn't know how to handle objections, and now I do. You got to track your progress. You're in competition with yourself. Nobody else. And that's my problem also with these entrepreneurship programs. Don't put me on no timeline. Don't tell me, oh, it's only been 3 months, so you got to be in the baby class. And don't tell me, oh, you've been doing this for 5 years, so you ain't nobody. Like, you don't know. This is my journey. Okay, give me the tools, give me the access, give me the resources that I need, and let me go be great. But don't tell me I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Time's always here. The place is always here. The time is always now. You know what I'm saying? So measure yourself against yourself. Okay, revenue, number of sales, conversion rate. How many conversations am I setting up? How, versus your inputs. How much am I reaching out to people? How, all of that. Measure yourself against yourself. How many conversations you had? How many people you reached out to? How many follow-ups have you sent? How many emails are you sent? Like, how consistent are you? Like, track your own numbers. Like, if you were a player, an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Don't compare yourself to Kobe Bryant. Like, what are we talking about? We just started playing basketball yesterday. Like, come on. So don't get into the other side of that. Don't get into like, oh my God, I'm only making $1,000 right now. I'm trying to make 10,000 and it's such a big gap. Like, don't do that either. Don't focus on the end game, and don't focus on other people. Focus on the daily activities that you are supposed to be doing right now. So that's something that I think is a good time for me to try to open up this the document that I shared in the chat. If you guys want to pull that up. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to share this for my other folks who are watching, but I don't know if I can. I'm not that good at this. Let me see. What did I do with it? Add source. It must not be open. It's not open on my computer. That's the problem. Here it is. Okay, let's try one more time. Y'all can open it on your end if you're in the Zoom. Let me see. Share window. This might be it. If it's not, my bad. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And as soon as I got it, I lost it. Ah! Let's see. Here it is. There we go. Okay. Y'all should be able to see it now on that side. Perfect. Okay. So this workbook thing, let me share it with my Zoom people now. Yes. Okay. We want to try to find a system that's going to work for you in terms of tracking all of your activities and stuff. So I gave you a CRM for the Airtable. I already gave you that. It's not so great for tracking your daily habits and stuff like that. Notion can do it. It has some cons as well. So I actually just pulled this from ChatGPT. I was like, how could I track this and who can do it? Who can how would I set it up if I were to use these different tools? So there you go, guys. You're all in there. You could use that and try to set something up where you could track yourself. Okay. But the thing that I'm trying to show you, I actually made a workbook for you, and that's not it. So hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Download as PDF. Save. If y'all got questions, put them in the chat. Okay, here we go. This is really important. That's why I'm taking this much time to get it to you. Because I need y'all to not be telling me, oh, I'm overwhelmed and that's why I'm not doing anything. Yeah, nah. Got that. Okay. There we go. Open. There we go. Sharing. And there we are. Look at us. Look at us winning. Okay. And I got to share it over here too, y'all. Hold on. Oh, I'm so slow. My bad. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, victory. Okay, so y'all, we're tracking our habits because ain't nobody got time. I'm not gonna have you. I'm doing all of this every day at 2:00, and then you tell me it's April, and you're like, yeah, God, I mean, I started out strong, and then dot dot dot. I don't want to hear the dot dot dot. I want us to track what we got going on. So, in these early days, I need you to go back and actually use this as a checklist because I've been teaching my behind off, if I do say so myself. So I want to know, can you answer this question? What problems do you understand intuitively? What value have you already created? What do people come to you for? What have you overcome that other people struggle with? Can you answer that? Tell me what it is that you do that's so different and so unique that we're gonna build a whole business around it. Like, what is it? What is it? I dare say there are still people in here that can't quite answer that. But some of you guys can, and that's what I'm gonna hold space for that. Okay. I'm just gonna hold space. I'm making the link so that y'all can get it in the chat over here. Okay. Boom. And where is my window? There we go. In the chat. This is what I was trying to share with y'all before. There you go. All right. So, what problem do you actually solve for real? And can you articulate that? Are you great at this? You just have nailed this? Okay. Your 5-star pitch. Can you do the pitch? Have you recorded yourself doing the pitch? Have you practiced yourself doing the pitch? Have you tested it on real humans? Have you refined your pitch based on feedback? What are we doing? Who do you serve? What transformation do you provide? How do you deliver it? When? What's the milestones? If they start working with you today, what are they going to get? Do you have a document that demonstrates your framework or a visual? How much is it to work with you? Do you have an offer that you can state in one sentence? I help this kind of person do this kind of thing. So they do you have any kind of guarantee going on? Have you tested this? Have you gotten all the way through the Afro method and made an offer to at least 5 humans since we started talking about this? Do you have a very simple one pager when they ask you for some information? It's not like, oh my God, I got to go figure something out. I got to pay somebody, run around. You should already have a one pager that explains all your different offers and stuff like that. Have you talked to your first 50 people? Put the spreadsheet, the CRM, all the things. You warm people, you lukewarm people. Have you done all of that? I remember standing outside teaching y'all this. Have we actually done it? Prioritize people to try to get on an actual phone call with them. At least reaching out to maybe say 10 to 15 people a week so that you can have at least 5 to 7 conversations scheduled every week. Fill up your calendar, talking to real humans. Create a follow-up, a template for your follow-ups. I shared that with you as well. Are you on these social media platforms? Clean up your bio, your headlines, all of that kind of stuff. Your about sections. Does it sound like your 5-star pitch? Do you have a clear call to action? If not in your profile, something that you're posting at the end every time you post. Are your photos professional? Do you changed your hair color? You didn't cut your hair off. You don't look like you used to look. Have your photos updated. Do you have your link in bio tool thing set up if you need that? Do you have your best content featured? Do you need to take some old videos down from some of your pages? Because you were doing that 5 years ago and you're not doing that no more. We got to not confuse people. If I see something and I'm like, ooh, that's interesting, and I click, and then I go to your page and I get confused, I'm bouncing off. Did you set up your digital presence? And then these sheets are sheets that you can use every single day. We're actually tracking. What's your morning routine? Are you getting settled and centered? What's your value? All of that, making sure you're not attached to the outcome, get your nervous system together, doing all the stuff we've been talking about. Practice your pitch, doing your outreach, trying to get new people on your calendar, on your schedule. And if you're doing that with social, digitally doing content and making sure that people are actually reacting, engaging, responding to you. It doesn't count until you get engagement back. I don't care how many views you got, okay? Because we're trying to build a business. And unless your business model is, I have 1 million followers and now I'm monetized, if that's not your business model, I need people to be like engaging, responding to you. Okay. And you could track how many real sales conversations are you having using the Afro method. You're trying to do at least 5 to 7 conversations a week. But if you do 3 to 5 a day, that's even better. Tracking this, actually tracking it. Who did I talk to? How much time did we talk? What was the outcome of the conversation? All that goes on your CRM. Did you log it? Did you note the objections? Did you do the follow-up date if you need to? Going through the sales, if they actually bought something from you, putting all of that into your CRM, sending them the payment link and the follow-up stuff and all of that. If they actually buy something, making sure that people are getting onto your nurture list, all your follow-up dates. You should be doing this every day. So then you could track it. How many conversations did I have today? How many people did I reach out to today? How many follow-ups did I send today? How many sales did I make today? How much revenue did I generate today? You could put posts on here, all of that kind of stuff. Name something you got better at. Something you learned, a revelation you got today. Every week, you're reviewing your CRM. You're reviewing that problem statement we went over in the beginning. Do we need to update that? We're reviewing, common pain points and stuff that we've learned from all these customer conversations. Looking at our conversion rate, seeing what's working, making some changes every week. Making your content. You could do this in a block, and you don't have to worry about social every single day. You could just be reading comments and responding to people, right? Plan your whole next week, celebrate your wins, do all of that every week. And now I can start to track. Now, when I ask you, hey, what's going on in your business, you should be able to tell me some metrics. I've had this many conversations. I got this many people on my calendar for this week. I have this many sales, this much revenue. This is what I'm working on. This is what I learned this week. This is actually how I want y'all to introduce yourself on Thursdays. We're so far off from this, but that's okay. We start with how we feel and we build from there. The frequency determines everything. So biggest lessons, what are you going to be working on and improving for next week? You know what I'm working on and improving this week? My focus is to make sure that I'm on all of these platforms. So today is my day. I'm starting my Substack. I'm going live. I'm not waiting. I'm not thinking about it. I got a notebook of all these ideas of how to show up and deal with these headlines in my unique style. I'm starting. All of that is this week. Okay. Energy level. What drains your energy? What gave you energy? Like you can track all your frequency, all your things, conversations you had, things you've learned, pattern recognition. Y'all, this is pretty cool. I'm looking at this again like, hey, so then track, are you able to generate any revenue? What's going on? What's our cumulative revenue over these days and weeks? Okay. You could take this and put it into some kind of spreadsheet or an Airtable, but you should be able to create a report on your business and what's actually going on with you. It's an inner game and an outer game, and now we have a way to track it. Does this go for the entire 100 days? Yes, it does, because I'm awesome. So there are no excuses, you guys. Look, we're going to be setting up our funnels and all that stuff. Y'all like to get to the funnel stuff. And I'm like, we can't, what are we funneling? But we'll be ready. We'll get there. All the things. And then we're going to celebrate. We're going to win. We got an appendix. Look at the appendix. Again, so this is your daily checker thing. Get your energy together. Practice your pitch. Do some outreach. Every day. Sales conversations, update your CRM. Sales follow-up things. Sales and follow-up things. And tracking your compound growth. Every day. And then every week, you got a checklist. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, this is my favorite page. When you get upset, nervous, I don't feel like doing this, I'm stuck, You can come over here. This is in the appendix. Remember how scared you were. Remember how you didn't know if you could do this. Remember how off your mind, you couldn't do it. But you've had, how many conversations have you had? You talked to this many people, made this many sales, all of that. You're showing up. The bamboo. Look. I need to print this out. I need to sell this. You're becoming that person who makes $10,000 a month. Okay. So any questions about this? That was so detailed. I'm proud of myself. It's not something I would normally do. But I wanted you guys to have all of the things and have no excuse. All right. Questions, comments. Let me get back to my regular screens.
Hey, Dal, I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Hi.
Hey.
I was listening on YouTube, and then I was like, let me just get into the Zoom. Once again, I appreciate everything. I have a question, though. So I have a STEAM education business, and it's all about after-school programming and, summer school programming. And on this 100-day challenge, I was reading through, and it's like, okay, what can you offer very quickly? And I just don't know. What can I sell very quickly?
But you do, Latrice. We're building it. Remember your. Oh, this happens sometimes. It might be echoing me. There we go. I can unmute you when I finish talking. It's just doing an echo. Your book that you're writing and the game that you're building. Those are going to be the things that you can just really quickly like, hey, and by the way, I have this thing like, because your teachers that you talk to or the principals that you talk to or the educators, the administrators that you meet before they get ready to, do the thing for the next semester to schedule and sign you and give you a contract, they're all already going to be like, oh, let me check it out. Oh, let me see what's going on. Like, that's what I mean by things you can sell right away. Go ahead, you can talk.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Okay. And so because I'm in the process, that's in progress, would I do like a pre-sale for those?
You could, but not necessarily. I would think more about value. I would think more about just finding ways to make sure people come into your world that you're building for them. Make sure you get in their email. Make sure they're not just hearing from you when you're trying to follow up. Hey, you want to buy? Want to sign this contract, kind of thing. Um, there might be some top 10 questions that people have. There may be, like I said, the fact that the job market is changing, and how do we educate kids and prepare for a job market that we don't even know about. There may be like not necessarily something you're selling, although you could do like a report or something kind of quicker like that before the book is ready, and that could be for sale, but it could also just be free, but like real value that's tangible for people right now. And then when you get closer to ready to launch, then you can make those items for sale. That's what I would do.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. And I think that it's important to kind of balance. Like when I say have something for people to buy right now, I'm saying that because I know a lot of us who have higher ticket items, we have this unknown sales cycle in front of us, and there's nothing happening in our business before. And I want y'all to change that. But also remember that it's not just, selling, it's value, right? So think of all the steps in the journey, all the steps along the process of somebody just met you now to becoming a customer. And what are the stages on that customer journey? Making sure that you have something for them all along that journey. So some of that might be free, some of that might be paid. But that's the mindset. You just want to be able to meet people where they are along the journey and not let it be a business where literally nothing happens, no value gets exchanged until and unless they buy this thing for $20,000. We want to build an experience out that's a little bit more complete than that. That's the spirit behind all of that. Other thoughts and questions? 3:30. I made it before 3:30. I was only less than 90 minutes. Who's doing this in 90 minutes? I don't know. Other thoughts and questions? I'm going to call on somebody.
This is Brittany, dog.
Hey.
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all of this information. And then my other thing is Cam James. And I'm just going to be quiet because I had to go check him out after you talked about him yesterday. And I'm just going to say, my God.
Okay, my God today. That's what they used to say at church. Yo. Yeah. I love it because he does the work so I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I can
So thank you though. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for being here. That's Cam James on YouTube. I ain't said nothing, but y'all check him out if you got time. Hilarious. And then I'm gonna share the link again for those who wanted that workbook link. There we go. Any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, challenges, feedback, and things to move forward? Like, y'all, look at my hair. It's a plant. Every day is like, what is happening? It's like a skipping Marge Simpson today. I just let the curls do what they do, and then when I pin them up. That's all I do to my hair. Tie it up, go to bed, wake up, it goes blah, and then I pin it up and then see what happens. So comments, questions, concerns, feedback, y'all. They are playing in these streets, but we go be all right if we stay focused, and we got to do what we got to do, get this money, get out the way. That's really just, I don't know what else to say. I don't know why. Who else can I look up, y'all? I need tell me another name before we go. Besides Breakfast Club, because I'm missing it. Surely our Black media is talking about something Really super important. Y'all give me another name that I could be watching a page because this is ridiculous. Give me another name. I know somebody gonna say Roland Martin, and I know him.
I like Karen Hunter.
Karen Hunter. Karen Hunter. I like Karen. She gives some good feedback and some good topics, some good controversial conversations are being had on her page. Shout out
I'm
to Karen
looking for
Hunter.
the one you just said. Who's the Kane Jane? I was just looking for that. Who is that? The one that Brittany just said.
You
Who's
had
that?
well in my rant on yesterday, I was
Oh,
talking about some of
okay.
our leaders, and I said I'm not calling no names. I'm just not going to do that. But I don't have to anymore because that's what Cam James does on his page. So he actually just goes all the way in with receipts on like.
Is that CAM?
Yes, CAM. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I always want to say Cam Newton because I know that family, but Cam James. So yes, I like Karen Hunter. She has a good little talk show. That's yes. Anybody else? Who's some good black media out here so I can stop getting frustrated by the shade room? Anybody? Ain't nobody got nothing. That's a shame. That let you know something right there. But I mean, Don Lemon is like CNN. He just got fired or whatever. That doesn't count. I mean, like Roland Martin.
What about Joy Reid?
Joy Reid, same. So like, she got fired, right, by MSNBC or whatever, and now she does the same thing on her own platform. Facts. We got, like I said, Roland Martin. He does kind of a civil rights version of news or whatever. But yeah, it's not looking good out here. It's not looking good out here. So yeah. So the ones who shout out to the ones who are reporting the news, and to everybody else, y'all. We just need to hurry up. That's what I'm gonna say to you. So hug your babies, hug your mama, hug the necks real tight. Lock into this new version of yourself. See, there's a version of the world where you're sitting on an island right now. You have a whole compound somewhere. You own the land, you've got farms, you got businesses, you're doing exports, you got money coming in from multiple sources, you've got crypto, you've got investments that are outpacing inflation. You're not all just locked into USD. You did diversified. You don't have everything you own in the stock market, in the US stock market, unless you're paying attention, because not the AI stocks, the mining stocks, and some of these other ones are going to be the ones that are going to go up. Everything else, oh my God. And you made these moves. You figured it out. You have an alternative source of healthcare. You got land, food, and water that you control. You got your babies. Everybody got your passports. If you don't have your passport, if somebody in your family does not have a passport, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and go get you a passport. But you've done all these things. You got out the way. You started a process perhaps to get you a secondary citizenship somewhere. You got a visa that's not going to just be revoked as soon as we get into war with the world or whatever. And things are fine. In that version of the world, we're fine. We're fine. They're not going to come and turn off your internet. You're going to be out of the way. And that's what I want for you guys. Because if we just sit here like it's 1985 and don't move like we need to move, it's going to be bad. But not for us. It's not for us. That's for somebody else. We're doing the work. So I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm going live on Substack. If you can't find it, just at Avant. You'll find it. I'll be live. And until tomorrow, we'll do the same time, same station. Till then, I gotta go. We're out. Pew!